Welcome to Nav Classes. Today we are going to discuss CBSE UGC NET question paper for January 2017. We already discussed first to 10 questions in our previous lecture, and we know Sunday is dedicated to UGC people. So please subscribe and ring the bell with subscribe button so that you all will get all lectures in your email ID as and when I upload them. Let's start with today's tutorial. We are considering question number 11 as per paper Z. Which of the following national hazard is not hydrometeorological? What is hydrometeorological for this? Hydro is related to the water and meteorological is related to atmosphere. I've written some notes here for this. So hydrometeorological is the phenomena of atmosphere, hydrological oceanographic nature. Example of these are flood, tropical cyclone, drought, desertification. Due to global climate change, these hazards are expected to rise. So these are all of sudden hazards which are expected to rise because of climate change, atmosphere and water. So our example of hydrometeorological are, according to our codes, snow, avalanche, yes. Tropical cyclone, yes. Tsunami, yes. But sea erosion is not the example of hydrometeorological. Let's consider this. What is sea erosion? Sea erosion is physical process by which shoreline in coastal areas around the world shift and change, primarily in response to wave and current that can be influenced by tide, storm surge. We can call this coastal erosion also. It results from the long-term process. It's not just all of a sudden because of the climate change. So sea erosion's example can be cyclones, tsunami as well. Beach evolution as well. So here the correct answer should be second, sea erosion, which is not the example of hydrometeorological. So instead of holding office during the pleasure of president, who among the following hold the office during good behavior? Who is going to hold the office of president during the good behavior? The answer should be judges of High Court or Supreme Court can hold office. So Governor of State is not correct answer. Attorney General of India is not correct answer. Administrator of Union Territory is not correct answer. So answer should be C. So here, according to the courts, second, C only is the answer. Second. 13th question asks, the purpose of value education is best served by focusing on. What is the value education? I already discussed in my previous lectures. So cultural practices prevailing in society. No, value education is not related to any culture, any social group or any religious or moral practices instructions. So it concerns with human values. We are going to consider human values more, and we are willing to enhance human values because of education. So value education is best served by human value. So third is correct answer. 14th question asks, which of the following statement are correct? Rajya Sabha is permanent house. Yes, Rajya Sabha is permanent house. Which can be dissolved only during national emergency? No, Rajya Sabha cannot be dissolved at all. So A is wrong here. Rajya Sabha does not represent local interest of states. It's correct because it does not represent the local interest of states. C says members of Rajya Sabha are not bound to vote at dictates of state by represents. They represents. So it is also correct because Rajya Sabha's members are not required or bound to vote in the respective states from where they are representing. So this is also correct. No union territory has representative in Rajya Sabha. It says in Rajya Sabha no union territory has representative, wherever in reality union territories are 4, like Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai and Chennai. So these all have representation in Rajya Sabha. So this is wrong. So what are the correct ones? B and C. Let's see according to the code. B and C. Second is correct answer. Second is correct answer. Question asks, which of the following are not necessarily the immediate consequence of proclamation of president rule in state? Whenever president rules work come in existence, which of following are not necessarily immediate consequence, which is not required to do immediately at that time. So we are going to consider that state minister in states can be dissolved, but it is not correct. So it is not immediate consequence because state minister in states can be dissolved or suspended. So this is not the immediate consequence. B says removal of council of minister in state. So this can be the immediate consequence. They can remove council of minister in states immediately after president rules. Third C says takeover of state administration by union government. Yes, state administration can be takeovered by union governments. So this can be immediate consequent. D says appointment of new chief secretary. It is not required to appoint new chief secretary immediately after the president's rule in state. So D and A are not immediate consequences. A and D, according to our codes, A and D falls under first one. So first is correct answer. In which teaching method learners' participation is made optimal and proactive? So in discussion method, learners' participation is, yes, proactive, because they are active well before then, as and when they are able to know about the topic on which they are going to discuss. So they start preparing themselves since that point. So in this method, learners' participation is made optimal and proactive. So first is correct. Bus session method, brainstorming session method, project method are not correct. So the most powerful factor affecting teaching effectiveness is related to C. Effectiveness of teaching is related to which system? It relating to education system as a whole. So 4 should be the correct answer without going to another options. Okay. Question is on assertion and reasoning. So assertion says formative evaluation tend to accelerate the pace of learning. Yes, formative evaluation accelerates the pace of learning. It increases the pace of learning in good manner. Reason says, as against summative evaluation, formative evaluation is highly reliable. But this reason is absolutely wrong, because it says formative evaluation is reliable, but in reality, summative evaluation is more reliable than formative evaluation, because under summative evaluation we consider lots of tests, and summative evaluation lots of criteria are taken care of and lots of tests are done to correct conclusions. So if the reason itself is wrong, it cannot explain assertion. So our answer should be A is true but R is false. Third is correct answer. 19 says which of the following set of statements represent acceptable proposition in respect of teaching learning relationship? What is acceptable for teaching and learning relationship? When students fail in test, it is the teacher who fails. It is absolutely right, because when student fails, teacher itself fails. Okay. Second is every teaching must aim at ensuring learning. Yes, it's true. If anybody is teaching, then in learning must be there. The aim should be to make learners learn whatever is taught to them. Third is there can be teaching without learning take place. So it is acceptable if the teacher is teaching to their student, but the students are not able to learn it. So this is acceptable. This can happen. Fourth is there can no learning without teaching, but this is not correct. This is not acceptable, because student can learn themselves also even if nobody is going to teach them. So this is wrong. Fifth is a teacher teaches but learns also. This is correct and acceptable, highly acceptable, because when teacher is teaching something, at the same time the teacher is learning more and more. So teacher is learning also. So this is correct. And sixth is real teaching implies rote learning. No, it's not correct. So what are acceptables? First, second, third and fifth. So according to courts, second is correct answer. Next assertion says learning is lifelong process. Yes, it is lifelong process. Reason says learning is to be useful, must be linked with life processes. Yes, it is also correct. It should be linked with life processes, but it is not explaining the assertion. So this is not correct reason for the assertion. So answer should be both A and R are true, but R is not correct explanation of A. Second is correct answer. 21st question asks, effectiveness of teaching has to be judged in terms of course coverage, whatever is covered in the course. No, I already discussed these all things in my previous lectures, must watch them. Students' interest, what is the interest of students? It's not correct. Learning outcome of the student, whatever students learn and their outcome in form of their exams and tests. Yes, it is correct. Use of teaching aid in the classroom, whatever the aids teacher is using. So the teaching cannot be judged in this term. So correct answer should be third, learning outcome of students. Question is for matching. The first set is for research methods. I already discussed all research methods in my previous lectures. Let's go through them. And second set is data collection tools. Which type of data collection tools are being used for them? Experimental method sourcing used using standardized test. So A should be matched with third. B is ex post facto method is using typical characteristics. So B should be matched with fourth. Then C is descriptive surveys. In descriptive surveys we are going to provide some questionnaires and all. For this it is going to match with second. And historical method test, in historical method we take primary data and secondary data, so it should be matched with first. So our codes should be A for third, B for fourth, and then second first. So third, fourth, second, first according to code are second code is correct here. 23rd question asks for research ethic. The issue of research ethics may be considered pertinent at which stage of research? At which stage of research ethic is very important and pertinent? So it is at the end when we are providing a finding. So it should be at the stage of reporting the finding. These all things I covered in previous lectures. Please go through them. Fourth question asks, which of the following reporting format is formally prescribed? We are talking about formally prescribed format. So under PhD doctoral level thesis, when we are providing a thesis to our higher authorities, for example in PhD thesis, so this is formally prescribed. Yes, conference of researchers, workshop and seminars, symposia, in this also reporting format is prescribed, but this is not that highly formal as compared to doctoral level thesis. So first is the correct answer. 25th asks, the principal of school, this is example given, principal of school conduct an interview session for teachers and student. The view of principal behind it is to explore the possibility of their enhanced participation in school programs. This is the example of which research? I already discussed about all types of research. So watch those tutorials. Here the answer should be action research. Intention of principal behind this research is to know the action of their participants, teachers and students, whether their action is whether they enhance their participation in school programs or not. So action research, third is correct answer. Question is, doing action research, what is the usual sequence of steps? What is the steps for action research? I already discussed about all research. This is very important question. You should know about steps of all type of research. So this should be, firstly we plan what on which we are going to do the research, then we reflect our plans, then we observe what observe, and at the end we are going to come on the action, what is the outcome of that. So action, research, third is correct answer. Plan, reflect and observe and act, third is correct answer. So next question asks, which sequence of research step is logical in list given below? Which is logical? So if we ask for the logical, then first of all we should formulate our problem or the topic on which we are going to do the research. Then we are going to make hypothesis A and B, etc. Development of research, design, we are going to collect the data, then we are going to analyze that data, formulate generalizations and all, and then we are going to conclude the solution or in term of thesis and all. So our answer should be third. Question are based on passage. I want to consider passage in separate lectures because there are 6 questions from the passage. Then only we are going to discuss rest of the questions in our next lecture. So keep watching Nav Classes for regular lectures related to all commerce lectures and CBSE UGC NET every Sunday. Must subscribe if you didn't yet, and ring the bell with subscribe button so that as and when I upload new lecture you will get notification in your email ID. Ask your friends to come and join so that we all will learn in groups. If you have any doubt and query, please ask here under comment section. Thank you.